Hi, I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to season 2 of this podcast. We've officially rebranded to the Evolve with Intent podcast so that we can clearly represent the information that we share on this podcast. Now, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Joanne Ainabiona, and I am your host of this Evolve with Intent podcast. I am a young woman in my mid 20s who is super obsessed with growth and evolvement and doing better by yourself. When I finished school, I realized there was a lot I didn't know about life. There was a lot of unlearning that I had to do to fit into the world that I wanted to be in. And it was so unfortunate because I realized that I didn't know better, my peers didn't know better. And that's the reason as to why I started this podcast. So, over the past 13 episodes, I've evolved as a person. I've found so much delight, so much fulfillment in sharing each of those episodes I shared. I suggest that if you haven't taken the time to listen in, please go check them out. Each of the information shared in there has been useful from like a real life experience. It's not something I concocted from a book, or it's something that I lived through. Like I've lived through each experience that I've shared in this podcast. The reason as to why it does exist is to help any other young person who may be dealing with the same issues: self doubt, anxiety, imposter syndrome, fear of the unknown, you name it. It is intended to help another person like me in my situation, irrespective of gender or age, to help you become the best version of yourself. And honestly, I have really not figured out life as yet. I may be over here and you're feeling intimidated to think that, oh, Joanne has her life together. I really don't. I still struggle with the same issues as you do. That's why I have these conversations. I use my money poorly, have zero financial discipline. I suffer anxiety all the time. I am timid. I am scared all the time. I have low esteem sometimes. Like there is phases of these things. But the beauty is that I am doing the work. I am constantly speaking to people that can help me. So it's a safe space for young people, for you to be unapologetically who you are, flawed, an amateur, to be as you are today. It's really okay, so long as you are willing to take the bold move and do the work. That's why I said it's very disappointing for you to get to a particular age and you don't even know the bare minimum etiquette, presentation, you haven't found yourself. So this platform is intended to give us that opportunity, that safe space to fearlessly confront, like to feel like it's okay. You're not alone to feel like you have low esteem. It's okay. I experience it too. But this is how we can work towards it. Which brings me to the point of the why the Evolve with Intent podcast as our new rebrand from Joanne's Two Cents podcast. When I started this podcast a year ago, I was processing a lot of emotions. I was afraid, I was timid, I was so many things, for Christ's sake. And I remember I had this thought in my head that kept questioning me, who do you think you are to tell us these things? Like, are you like successful? Have you made it? Like, and to answer that, that's why I named it Two Cents. As in, I was so afraid that in case someone attacked me, I'd go on and say, it's my unsolicited opinion. You can take it or leave it. So the reason as to why we have a brand new name, the Evolve with Intent podcast, is to clearly represent what we stand for. Every information that we will be sharing on this podcast from today is information that's intended to help you evolve intentionally, to grow intentionally. So, a lot of young people today, realistically speaking, are so lost. We are such a lost generation with like a lot going on for different reasons, which some may be our fault, some may not be our fault. Now, this platform is intended to help young people figure life out in time, to not get to a later stage in life and say, I wish I knew, or to get to a particular age and say things I wish they told me in my 20s. You're supposed to figure things out right now. So when you listen to this, please tell a friend to tell a friend that there is a platform for us to learn. In season 2, I will be not speaking as much as I did in season 1. I have the privilege to be surrounded by like the most brilliant people in all circles of life, and season 2 will have more of those people share their experiences about life and how best we can learn from them and do better. By any chance, if you listen to this on the 15th of August, please leave me a happy birthday text. I am making 26. I'm very excited. But initially, I wasn't. I had told a friend that I was gonna say I'm 25 so that I can console myself that I still have time. I felt like, I mean, I'm 26. I really don't have much to show for it. I'm just, and they told me, they actually reminded me that I should go listen into my episode that I recorded recently about timing. Timings are different and it's really okay. But now I want to emphasize something, that while it's normal for you to feel like to compare yourself to other people's lives, it's also important to be honest with yourself. When you take a look at your friend's life, are there things they're doing with their life that you're not doing, in the sense of being intentional? Are you showing up to do what you're supposed to do to put yourself where you want to be, or you're just lagging behind? In that case, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, I don't think you should feel like you're dragging your feet or you're like slow. In that case, show up every day, do what you're supposed to do. Your timing is coming. I should tell this myself more often. I do tell myself more often, like it's a process. You don't just say it and get it. You remind yourself all the time. In the event that you're actually not doing what you're supposed to do, you should be hard on yourself and step up and be intentional with your life and strive to get it together. Like, get your life together, get your life in order. If you need help on finding yourself and discovering yourself, you should go back and listen to my very first episodes. I shared enough about self discovery. Sometimes we'll recycle that. I'll go through it again because, like I said, it's a reminder. We have to remind ourselves all the time that this is what I want out of life. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is what I have to do every day to show up to draw me closer to who I want to be. I really love great conversations with like really great people. So in the coming few weeks, expect nothing less than great conversations from people who have established themselves in society as game changers, as trailblazers, as recognizable, respectable people in their different fields. So spread the word. Reach out to a friend of yours, the one you usually hit up to tell them that there is a new movie in the cinema, that your gang goes, yeah? Tell them that there is a platform for us to be able to learn. We are going to be speaking to people that help us grow and evolve and become better versions of ourselves. I mean, aside from the having fun, the chilling, the partying, it's pointless if you're a beautiful young woman who has zero personality. It's a waste of beauty. It's a waste of looks. Like, we want to make sure we're a full package of everything that we intend to be with our lives. And this platform will give us exactly that and more. So thank you for taking the time to listen in to our first episode of season 2 of the Evolve with Intent podcast. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.